Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to do something really short. I really wanted to do an unboxing video for a while now. I essentially kind of don't have the full setup for it, so we're gonna make do now. Today we're gonna be unboxing Patchwork. This is a 2-player only game, and my husband and I actually really like it. It's a very, very simple game, and it doesn't have it's not like a thematic game or a plot heavy game. You're literally just trying to gather points by putting together a patchwork quilt. So this is what the front looks like, and this is what the back looks like. So let's unbox this guy. This isn't a true unboxing video. This is basically just like a what's in the box video, but I don't know what else to call this, honestly. So the things that you get in the box, you get your board, and the board has 2 sides to it. You have 2 quilt boards. You have a bunch of patches. You have 33 patches. You have 1 neutral token. You have 2 time tokens, 5 special patches. They're leather patches. 1 special tile, and then button tiles. You have 32 1-button tiles, 12 5-button tiles, 5 10-button tiles, and 1 20-button tiles. So it has all of the rules in here. Scoring, an example, who the designers are, and this is a Mayfair game. So here is what the quilt tiles look like. They're the same front and back. They're just 2 different colors. And then this is what the time board looks like. So one is kind of more square with some leather patches, and the other one is circular with some leather patches. So this is the time board, and on the time board you can see that there's very clearly, a start. The yarn kind of goes over here, so you start here, and your tokens, your time tokens, move as you progress. Game, you don't necessarily alternate between turns. The player whose time token is the furthest behind on the time board takes his turn. This could result in a player taking multiple turns in a row before the other player gets to take one. And if both time tokens are on the same space, the player whose token is on top goes first. So you could also, it says on your turn you can carry out one of 2 actions. You can either advance and receive buttons, or you can take and place a patch. So if you advance and receive a button, you move your time token on the board so that it occupies the space directly in front of your opponent's time token. You receive 1 button per space you moved your time token. You could also go, and these are some examples of the patches. So you can see they have they have the score on both sides for you, but so that you can orient them different ways if you want to. And they have different buttons on them. Basically, when you set up the board, you put this timetable board in the center, and you put all of these patches in a circle around the board so that everybody can not only reach them but also see them. And you place the neutral token between the patch that is the smallest, so 1 by 2, and the next patch in clockwise order. And that means that you can go, and when you go to choose a patch, you can only pick from the 3 patches in front of the neutral token in clockwise order. And then once you pick it, you move the neutral token up, and then you pay for the patch. Now the patches you pay for in buttons, and that's why sometimes it's good to just advance so that you can get buttons, so then you can pay for patches if you don't have something that's going to fit on your quilting board. Then after you place your patch on your quilting board, on your own individual quilting board, you move up that many spaces, however many it dictates. And if you land on top of your opponent's token, then you go on top, which means that you go next. Whichever action you take, when you move your time token on the board, some spaces of the time board are marked, like these, or the buttons, and whenever you move onto or past one of these patch spaces, you automatically get to pick it up. Like I said, one of the little leather patches will sit on here. You get to pick it up. That's the only way. These are the only 1x1 patches in the game. And if you pass the button on this board, then you get however many buttons are on your quilting board. So let's say, for instance, that I have this on my board. If I were to pass one of the buttons, I would get 2 plus 3, so I would get 5 buttons. Just as reference, these are what the little time tokens are. There's only 2 because this is only a 2-player game. This is your neutral token, and this is what decides which patches you can choose from. These are the leather patches. They just look like what's on the board. You also have different button increments, so you can see you have 1, 5, 10, and 20. This is a special tile. This one you only get if you are the first player to completely fill a 7x7 square of spaces on your quilt, and it's worth 7 points. This game, the game ends after both time tokens reach the last space of the time board. If any time tokens were to move past the last space, it simply stops on the last space. In case of taking the buttons, the one action where you just take the buttons, you only receive buttons for the actual number of spaces that you moved. And then to score this game, you determine the number of buttons you have left, adding the value of the special tile if you've received it. From this score, you subtract 2 points for each empty space on your quilting board. So if you have as much of this filled up as possible, you would subtract 2 points for every empty square on your quilting board. The player with the highest score wins, and in the case of a tie, the player who got to the final space of the time board first wins. If you're looking for something that you can travel with, it's very light. That's why I also like this game. There are a lot of pieces, so I wouldn't suggest doing it for necessarily like on in the airport or something like that. But if you were to stay overnight in the hotel, or if you have a really long layover, then this might be good to carry on in your carry-on bag or to pack in your luggage for the hotel. And it's just a really good game, and I hope that you go and check it out. I will leave a link to this in the description box down below. Make sure that if you like this type of video that you give it a thumbs up and that you subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. You can click this video over here for my latest video, and you can click this video over here for my other unboxings. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!